All right. Let's get down over here to this timer.
What do we got? Welcome to Marked Up Live. Welcome to Marked Up Live.
All right. What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Welcome out to another episode of Marked Up Live. How you guys doing tonight? I got Mr. Joey Jimenez, man. It's been a long week, party people. How you doing, Joey? What's going on, dog?
I'm good, brother. I'm good, man.
Good.
I thought when you told me if I would be back on your show, I thought it was an April Fool's joke.
It is. We're not live. No, I'm just kidding.
We're not-
Hey, bro, check it out. For real. This is special to me,
Okay.
man, right? Because, number one, you're my first reoccurring guest on the show, okay?
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And this is show number 50. This is my 50th
Really?
show. Yeah, man.
Oh, congratulations, brother.
5-0.
50. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, man. So I'm trying to get used to my little green screen thing here. So I'm trying to adjust my camera and there we go. There we go. All right, cool, man. So I don't know if you can see the screen, but I kind of have some different visual effects, man. So we're doing it, man. We're trying to grow over here.
That's awesome, though, dude. Like from when you first did like your first few shows.
Yes, man, it's grown, and my green screen in the back is there because I'm supposed to have an image back there, but the reason why I don't have an image is because I had one of my guys come over here and set me all up, but I don't know how to do it. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter because we're going to have a great show regardless, man. So what's been going on with Joey, man? How you doing, brother?
I'm good, bro. I'm
you
good, man.
playing?
Just
Doing gigs?
you know what? As a matter of fact, I have some shows coming up this weekend. I'm playing on Saturday. We're doing a rescheduled show gig that we were supposed to do last year,
Oh, wow.
and due to the pandemic, was everything got canceled or postponed, and so we're doing that. And then I'm coming to Corpus, and then I'm going to Pearsall in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, wow, Pearsall.
Then I'll be and then I'll be out at the Memorial Bash, the weekend of Memorial Weekend, the end of May. There in Victoria. It's a big old festival they have annually, and I played there before in the past, and I'm actually going for the first time this year. We're playing on the Saturday, which I believe is the May the 29th or the 30th. I'm not sure which day it is, but it's that Saturday.
Is that Saturday?
And it's my first time playing there. Yeah, it's my first time playing there with Macizo. So
Oh,
it
bad.
should be cool, man.
Yeah, man. And
Yeah.
Okay, so how long has okay, I'm sorry, man. I don't know if I heard this correct, but how long has it been since you've played a gig? Have you been playing a little bit? Or just like you haven't
No,
played?
well, I mean, like a gig. The last
Yeah.
time we played a gig
Yeah.
was in October. We actually went
Okay.
out to the Dallas Fort Worth area,
Uh-huh.
Metroplex area,
Yeah.
and we went to do 3 shows out there, and it was weird, man. It
Was
was
it?
different. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was just a weird, like, it's crazy, man, because you obviously everything that's going on,
Right.
you have to follow certain guidelines and whatnot, and even they're trying to have events or whatever. So we went out there, and of course we're keeping our distance and whatnot, and me personally, it was a different type of thing for me, because the fact that this whole virus hit home,
Right.
to my wife's grandmother
Oh no.
passing away due to this virus, and the fact that I had to go out. It was weird, bro, because when that happened, obviously we had already everybody pretty much kind of shut down, since what, April or March of last year.
Uh-huh.
And so I was already used to just kind of being home and everything. And then when her grandmother ended up getting sick, and then it just kind of, what happened, and the cause of it was because of the virus. And it's just like, man, and mind you, she was very like, she took all precautions, wasn't going anywhere, didn't want to be anywhere. She's very afraid of this virus. And then the fact that, she ended up getting it, and, she ended up passing away.
Oh my gosh.
And so we're going through those emotions. And then all of a sudden in October, I get a message that, hey, they want us to come out to Dallas, or to the Metroplex area. And I was like, man, like when I'm like, literally, dude, I was at the table when I got the text message and I read it, and it just made me like, I didn't even know what to think.
Oh my
Like,
gosh, dude.
I didn't, like, normally, probably, maybe if everything would have been a different situation, I would have been like, oh yeah, badass, finally we get to jam. But this situation, I was like, fuck, like I gotta go, man. Like I was afraid to be around people, and who knows, because I gotta come back. And we had, and at that time we were staying with Starla's grandfather, because we didn't want him to be by himself. I mean, mind you,
Of
him
course.
and Starla's grandmother had been together for, how long was it? Like 60 years?
Wow.
Like 60 years that they had been together. So now
Wow.
this had happened, and of course we didn't want him to be by himself, so we had been over there. So
Right.
it's like, man, I go, and then I'm gonna come back, and I don't want to breathe nothing over here. Or it was a lot of things. It was a lot of discussion on, what should I do or whatever. So, but then the fact that, we still would go to Walmart to get groceries, or we would go, like stuff like that. So it's like, well, I'm kind of around, and I'm still, taking precautions and whatever. So I said, well, I guess, I got to go out there. So I went out there, and believe it or not, with the exception that it was weird because of everything that's going on.
Right.
But it's crazy because I played the gig, and as soon as the gig was over, I'd go to the bus, right? Because I mean, I just didn't want to chance anything, you know what I'm saying? And then some dude went on social media and was bashing me bad, that I was like this stuck up dude, didn't want to, you didn't even take pictures with nobody. You went straight to your bus and this and that, yada yada. And I was like, dude, you don't even know, bro. You know what I mean? But I ended up like saying something. It's just, it was hard, man. I mean, life is in the fact that we're still dealing with the loss of her grandmother and everything. It's still hard,
Yeah.
because life is definitely not the same anymore.
Right.
So other than that, you know I just been at home, at Starla's business, helping her at her shop.
Right.
And yeah, that's pretty much that's become my normal now,
Really?
every day. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's, and I've gone out and done some studio work and stuff, as I always do. Bless you. But to go, we haven't played since October. Bless you. So
Wow.
it's a trip, bro. It's weird because some of my musical peers, you know what, I'm lying to you, Mark. I just thought about something. I played in December.
Oh,
I went
okay.
to go help out, Grupo Secreto from the Valley. And they had called me if I would come out. And it's weird because their drummer, which is the young brother, his name is Brian Hernandez. Shout out to Brian if he's tuning in. uh he went on vacation with his girlfriend, and he got COVID while away. And they had gigs that weekend. So they ended up calling me and
Gotcha.
asked me, they called me like on a Thursday, then asked me if I could play Saturday and Sunday. And I was like, yeah, man. So that was actually the last shows that I played, was like, it was like the ending of December.
Wow, man. The yeah, because
Yeah.
I remember you kind of posting things. I mean, some photos of you playing. And I think you might have done like a little sound check or something, man. And but that's cool
Yeah.
because that's the whole thing, man. Is that we're all trying to get ready to start playing again, man. And that's You know,
Yeah,
there's a lot of bands that are just out there again, like doing it, man. So you know that they're taking their. I wouldn't, because I'm out there too, man, and I understand the risks that are involved, but I'm not gonna be afraid to go play, man. You know what I mean? Like I need to get out there
for
again,
sure.
man, because it's you know, it's in the blood, man,
Yeah,
and
it's what we
it's
do.
what we do, man. You know, it's what we do.
Yeah,
You know, for I mean,
more
Joey,
so it's who we are. You know
it's
what I mean?
it's who we are, bro, and we've been doing this
Yeah,
for quite a while. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
yeah, and but hey, man, let's talk a little bit about the shop, man, about your about Starless shop, man. I mean, because I've been
Yeah,
and I also see that you're sporting a badass shirt there, huh? I like it.
yeah. A good friend of mine from many many years sent me, and you got that one too. I was
Yeah,
gonna tell you,
got my
Alvin, I
JMZ.
was gonna tell you something. Hey, just so you know,
Yes, sir.
that shirt that you're wearing right
Yes,
there,
sir.
that is that's the only shirt that exists like that.
What? Really?
Nobody has. People have that design,
Right?
but they don't have it in red. You have it in red.
Oh,
You're
okay.
the only one that has it in red.
Dude, this is bad.
How many people have this? That's all I'm gonna say. Hey.
No, this is cool, dude. I appreciate it, man. It came in the mail, like you said, this morning. It
Yeah,
came in about 10:30, 11 o'clock, around there somewhere.
yeah.
I come
That's what they
inside,
told
there's
me.
my shirt. I was like, yeah, party people. I was like, I'm sporting the JMZ because I've been wanting. I love your merch, man. Bottom line,
Thank you, man.
I
I appreciate that.
yeah, dude. And do you have your merch over there at the shop?
Yeah. Well, the thing is that I have it. I kind of have it with me. Like I do it. I do it. I guess you would call it like the side hustle, so to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because I used to have a website. Uh, I used to have a website, and it's been a long time.
Uh,
Um, that I haven't had it. And then so I started basically doing it all over again by myself.
right.
So people that you know, if I post something, uh they can, what you call it, they can order directly through me now.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
like there's not really a website or link or whatever.
Or like
So
an online
it
store type
and
thing.
yeah, it's I really just have it. I really just, to be honest with you, I really try to just come up with different ideas. You know, I don't really have, I mean, I have a guy that for example, if I have an idea on a design and I'll send it to him and I'll be like, you know, his name is Greg, and I'll be like, Greg, you know, this is kind of what I want to do, blah blah blah. So if, for example, with that design that you're wearing right now,
Hmm.
I wanted to do something like a graffiti style. And so I found this print, and I was like, dude, I want this to be in the background. I want the jams to be like in a graffiti with an 8 ball, but instead of the 8 ball, I want my logo in the thing. So I kind of fed it to him, and he understood what I was doing. So he did his magic, and then voila, there you
Nice.
go. Yeah,
There's that 8 ball right there.
yeah,
And dude, that's
yes,
not,
sir.
yeah, well, dude, I
It has
appreciate
been, and you know what's crazy is that a lot of people, man, it freaks me out. Just yesterday, I was doing caps, you know, like I was doing. This is one of my newest caps right here.
all
With
bad.
I call them the Air Jams. The thing, I don't know if I told you the story about this logo.
Uh-huh.
Is that this is an actual picture that I took, right?
Right.
I was just telling this. I was telling Charlotte last night. I said, it's crazy how this logo became a thing. Like, you know, I mean, of course, it's not like this worldwide logo, but
Right.
little people, they understand what it is, and you know, it goes with me.
Right.
But I did a photo session years ago, and my buddy Juan Martinez, shout out to Juan if he's tuning in. He was my photographer, and we did some shots for me on the drums and stuff like that. Anyways, we're already going to be done with the photo shoot, and I said, "Hey, bro," I said, "I want to try this thing, man, real quick before we tear down." And he was like, "What do you have in mind?" I said, "Okay, I want to do something like a skateboarder does with a handstand, but with the drum." And he was like, "Okay, what do you mean?" I said, "Okay, look." And so I was explaining it to him. I said, "Look, when I go in the air, I want you to take the picture." So he's like, "Oh, okay." So when I did it the first time, you know, I did the handstand deal, And he goes, "Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying." So then, dude, we kept going and going. I must have did it like 30 times. And the last time was it was a picture that came out, right? So then I was like, wow, man, this is it was it came out perfect. So and it's funny because a lot of people think that it's Photoshop, but it's not. I really did that with, I
Right.
really did that handstand.
Right.
And so then when I was playing with Signo, Checo Tavares, who was our animador at the time, um, I was showing him the pictures from my photo shoot, and I came to that picture, and he looked at it, and he like zoomed in it, right? He zoomed in the picture, and he put a napkin on my phone,
Oh yeah.
and he traced it. And he goes, "Look, dude, like Michael Jordan." And I was like, "Oh snap!" Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, "Oh my god!" So I took that drawing. I took that drawing to a buddy of mine who was a graphic designer, and he basically got it, and he took my picture. I sent him the picture of me,
Right.
the actual photo, and he was able to do what I showed him on the trace. He refined it, and it became the logo, the Air Jam, so to speak.
Air Jam.
And it's crazy because yesterday when I was getting caps together for orders to ship out,
Mm-hmm.
I was telling Star, I was like, "Babe, this is crazy, man. I can't believe that people they've tattooed this on their body,
Wow.
like
Yeah.
forever. Like, I mean, that's like, you know what I'm saying? That's on another level of support, man."
Yes, sir.
And I just like, wow, I would have never, and the crazy thing, Mark, is that this whole jams thing was not even my idea.
That's
Like, it's not something that I
crazy.
came up with. It was something that was like, "Hey, you know what? You should start something or whatever." What? What do you mean? But yeah, man, it's been cool, man. And if people that are tuning in and all the supporters, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart that
That's great.
supported the jams movement since 2013.
Right. Right.
In 2013, yeah.
So what made you get out of like the online shopping, like the stores, to you doing, because
Well, to be
you
honest
are
with you,
because you made this shirt, right? I mean, you put
yes.
and then so you just like iron it on. I mean, you have some kind of like press or something, some kind of like iron press.
Yeah, I press all the T's. That's another thing, is that everything that is done is I'm doing it myself.
Wow.
Like, it's not like I have this. It's not like I have this big old company where that manufacture, and they just come to me and I just ship them out. No, I do them myself.
And
You know
the
what I mean?
caps
So
too.
every cap and everything I do myself.
Wow, dog. All right,
Yeah,
entrepreneur.
yeah.
That's
And then
badass.
like Starla helps me with well, Starla helps me with like with certain things. I come to her like, for her help, and she helped a lot of stuff too, man. So
Yeah.
we do it together, and
It's
I'm there and freaking pressing shirts and everything. So it's cool, man.
right.
It's a, how do you say it? Like, it it's a trip, man. It's a trip that it that it people like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I freak out because like I never wanted to put my name. I didn't want it to be like Joey Jimenez or
Right.
or my face or anything like that. I know some dude just asked me the other day. He goes, "Man, you should do a T-shirt with with you on it playing drums." I was like, "Hell no, I don't want my face on that stuff." You know what I mean? I wanted it to be like a thing, like
Right.
it's like a brand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, and believe it or not, it was back in the day. We used to have a road manager with Signo. Her name is Yvette Cantu. She was the one that said to me one night, she's like, "You should start like your own little clothing brand or something." And I was like,
Wow.
"What? What do you mean? Like what? Like my thing was like, who would even care? Like if I did something like that, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
that was my mentality. Like what? So she introduced me to this guy, and the guy, his name is Juan. I forgot his last name, and he was gonna help me kind of get this thing off the ground. And he's the one that actually, when I met him, he told me, it's like, bro, when I was on my way over here, to meet you, he goes, I just kept thinking, what could you call this thing. He goes, and I just kept thinking about your last name,
Right.
Jimenez. And I was just like, okay, you got the J, the M, and the Z. He goes, okay, but I don't want to call it JMZ. He's like, if you put it together and you pronounce those three letters, it's jams. He goes, and what do? You jam drums. So he wrote it down on a piece of paper. He put like the J, the M, and then the Z was going to be backwards. And I was like, jams like that. He's like, yeah, man. And I was like, wow. He goes, here, you can have it. It's yours. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, man. So shout out to Juan. And I forgot his last name, man, but he was like, yeah, man. He was the one that came up with that idea. And I was like, wow, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's a trip, man. I mean, I guess I freak out that people, I'm very, very, very grateful.
Yeah.
That people support the brand, you know what I mean? And it's like I said, bro, it's one thing to walk around with a t-shirt, with a cap, with a, keychain, lanyards, whatever that I've ever, bandanas that I've ever came out with. But when you go and tattoo it on your body,
yeah, man,
that's dang, man. It's a trip, man. It's super awesome to see somebody, and I'm like, wow. That is just incredible.
Hey, so like
I have the best supporters in the world, bro.
Hey, so you can tattoo my logo on your leg?
Marked up right here on my back.
Yeah, brother. That's cool, man. That's a great story, man, because I'm experiencing that too on a lower scale, but like I'm always pushing my merch too, and I'm gonna grow that part of it too, but I'm thinking about doing the online store for now, just to kind of get into that groove until maybe I can start production myself. But
well, the thing is that at the time, believe it or not, and I've never really said this to nobody. Nobody knows this,
right?
But I used to have partners. I used to have some partners with me that like it's weird, Mark, because it's like I started off by myself. You know what I mean? I started by myself. I didn't have nobody helping me. I started out by myself. And then a buddy of mine from Seguin was like, bro, I know a guy here in town that has a print shop. He can hook you up with some shirts, and we can, that's how it was. And I was like, wow. So I did that. And then a buddy of mine from a few years reached out to me who has his own business that does screen printing and all that. He's like, bro, you should have asked me to help you, yada, yada, yada. So I was like, well, man, I didn't know, I'm just doing this by myself. You know what I mean? Like that's how it started, like me by myself. So then he was like, bro, I might have some people that might be interested in coming in. And it was going to be this thing. And I was like, wow, like, okay, awesome. So long story short, I got hooked up with these people that were a part of this, and then it didn't really work out. So when it didn't work out, they took the website off and everything like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna let this tear me down. Like I'm gonna keep going, because I started by myself.
Right.
I said, I can do it. I can do it by myself. Maybe one day, it'll be. Maybe one day, it could grow bigger.
Yeah.
But so basically, what I ended up doing is just kind of just starting over.
Gotcha.
And so far, so good, man. It's been working.
That's great, man. Yeah, I love the design.
Yeah.
I'm a fan, dude. I told you that before, man. I'm a fan of what you're doing, man.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and and like I was saying earlier, man, that I'm doing the same thing. I'm getting a lot of not a lot, but I get DM'd, man. On my merch. Well, I don't have merch. I just have shirts, so I don't have a big collection of anything yet. But that's why I was, wanting to do like the on-store kind of thing, so people can just go shop, buy it, boom, and then they can have it shipped to their home or wherever. But that's cool, man. And so I'm glad that you're about to start gigging again. Your merch is kicking butt. The shop is doing good, man. And where's the dog? Oh, there's the dog, man. There he is.
Oh, buddy's right there chilling.
Yeah, he's
right there chilling.
He's got to be with
he's
you.
Crazy,
right?
dude. He's got to be with me, dude. He's got to be in the mix, bro.
Yeah, man. And so let me ask you a question, because this is very intriguing, man. How have you approached your marketing for your
to be honest with you, Mark, it's just I mean, I've just been posting as much as I can, like just throwing stuff out there, and that's pretty much it, man. I really haven't. One time back in 2015, I got invited to a car show in San Antonio if I wanted to set up a booth. And this would technically be the first time that I would be setting up merch at an event that I was not a part of, that I wasn't playing a gig or whatever. Just I would just got invited to be like a vendor, so to speak, to be there and set up shop. And I agreed. I said, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And I mean, this is like it's a car show. And I was like, man, and I freaked out on the response because so many people came up to my little booth. They didn't even know who the hell I was. They just liked what they saw and thought it was dope. And I was like, wow, that is super awesome. Like that's that was really one of the things that I kind of did out of the box, so to speak. But I just try to post as much as I can. I'm sure, maybe people get tired of seeing it all the time, but I'll keep on doing it, because you never know, you know what I mean?
No, you have to.
And sometimes, yeah, and then it's like buddies of mine, or they'll ask me for certain things, or like Chris Bettis, I sent him a jam when I first started my jams thing back in 2013. Early on, I sent him some shirts and stuff, and he was, he's been real supportive, and just, I haven't really, like, I've never really had like a marketing plan, like, like it's just basically like old school, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just this old school. I mean, and I guess the cool thing about it is like the work of the internet, because the internet and social media helps get you to, so many people. And I feel bad because a lot of people from like Mexico, South and Central America reach out to me about jam stuff. But right now I'm just shipping in the US. So that's kind of the harder, but hopefully I'll be able to do it internationally sooner than later.
All right, ballpark it, man. How many shirts do you think you've sold?
I couldn't even tell you, bro. Like,
Hundreds,
I'll put it to you this way. Check
thousands?
this out. No, maybe thousands.
Okay.
And check it out. This is a true story. The first year that when I came out with Jams in 2013, that next year, which was 2014, I went to Fanfare. They said I could be at Fanfare. I set up a little booth at Fanfare there in San Antonio. And I was like, okay, cool, man. And it was weird because at first they were kind of giving us problems on, where we could set up and this and that, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, we got it squared away and set up shop. And I was there with Signal. We were there for like a few hours doing, we were gonna sign autographs, and then we played. It was during the day. And then I was leaving because I had to play that night. Well, the people that were like my partners at the time, they were running the booth, and I found out within 6 hours, bro, sold out.
Wow.
They took merch for a 3-day weekend.
Wow.
They took merch for 3 days, and it was sold out in 6 hours.
Wow.
I was like, what the hell? And you know what? It's funny, man. I don't know if he's tuning in, but a shout out to my boy, John Bellman. I have a buddy of mine. His name's John Bellman. He's from Pecos, Texas. He has every single piece of gear that I've ever made since day one. I'm talking shirts, caps, lanyards, keychains, bandanas, dog tags, backpack. I mean, every ice chest, every freaking thing that I've ever made with the Jams logo on it. Well, I did. I back in the day, I used to sell them, and he has every single thing that I've ever came out with. And there's times where, like, I've made like, I'll make myself, like, let's say for example, in the winter, I made myself a beanie.
Right.
I didn't have it to sell. I made one just for myself. I wore it. And I guess I took a picture somewhere. He saw it. He messages me, "Hey, what's up with that beanie?" And I was like, "Dude, you want one or what?" He was like, "Yeah." So I made him one. And he's like, "Oh man, thanks." Or I'll send him things like I'll send him certain things that nobody has.
Right.
Because he's been a diehard supporter since day one.
That's cool. That's cool, man.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like it's like I said, man, I'm starting to feel some of the love with these DMs, man, that I'm getting, and they're wanting to.
It's a trip. It's a trip, bro, because like I didn't think people, like, you know what I mean. My initial reaction when they told me you should try something, I was like, what? Why? Like, that was my initial, not, it wasn't yeah,
Why?
this will work. Fuck yeah, let's do it or whatever. No, it was like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? And the fact that even if it was five people, bro, five people that liked what I did, I mean, it's like, wow, like, it means a
Right?
lot to me. It means a lot. It means a lot to me to be somewhere and see somebody with a Jams t-shirt,
Yeah.
or to see somebody with a Jams tattoo or whatever. It's like, oh man, that's, that's deep
That is deep, bro. That's and
for
it's
real.
yeah, and the yeah, so when I start doing all of this, man, I'm gonna be stoked, man, because there's a lot of cool things, man, that I'm doing over here with the show, man. We're gonna start like doing some really cool things. As I mean, of course, I run everything from home, right? From my studio here at home. But we might start branching out and can actually get a studio and like be in something like that. So good things are going to be happening. I'm hoping that I'm going to have my merch selling and things like that, just to grow, man. Just it's that time. I think there's a lot of support going on too, man, with a lot of people that are just trying to, get more involved, support the music. Like I'm trying my best to support our our musical community and things like that. And merch is a good way, man, for people to just kind of share.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I had like you mentioned Ruben V earlier, and he's at a gig right now. He's a guitar player, and
Badass guitar player.
yes, man, yes, for sure. He had a gig. It was last week. He has this reoccurring Thursday gig, and dude, he was sporting my shirt. And then all of a
That's
sudden,
love right there,
yeah,
dog.
dude, I was like, what? And I looked, I was just kind of scanning through Facebook and just kind of going, checking out stuff. And and then there he was, jamming out my shirt and everything, dude. I was like, wow, man. I was like, all right. We're making some noise
But
over here. We're
it makes
doing
you,
it.
yeah, it makes you feel like, wow, man. I mean, it's like you don't do what you do for that, but man, it feels
It
good to
feels
see
good.
when people acknowledge it. You know what I'm
Yes, man.
saying?
That's great, man.
For
That's
sure,
exactly
man.
right.
Hell yeah.
That's exactly right, man. So let's get down to some drums, bro. Let's get down to some drums.
Talk to me.
You've been practicing. You're keeping your chops up, bro. I saw you jamming
Dude,
out
I
with that
practice,
bajo
dude, I
sexto
practice every day.
every day.
I practice every single
What do
day,
you
man. I've been
practice every
practicing every.
day? Like, are you just doing like
Well,
rudiments, or you on your kit, or
well,
just
yeah, I run through rudiments. I run through, the simple singles, doubles, paradiddles, and then I'll try to work on little fills here and
mm-hmm.
there, just to kind of keep up the preciseness. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir.
And I do it basically for myself. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like I don't really do it, for anything else other than like it's so weird, bro, because I feel like you have an audience now that
Right.
people pay attention to what you do, and I just want to be able to play or do more, so I just try my best, you know what I mean.
Right.
And and I do it every single day, man. And or the cool thing about like YouTube, for example, I'll go to YouTube and I'll type in drumless songs, and all these songs will pop off without drums. And there's a lot of mainstream stuff too, like Michael Jackson, Bon Jovi, Guns N' Roses, whatever. And I'll just sit there and like the other, like what was it, about a week ago, I was playing like nothing but Stevie Wonder,
Oh,
just
nice.
and I'll sit, yeah, I'll sit. If I don't have my pad, I just play on the bed. I have a
Okay.
stool and I'll play on the bed, and then I'll jam to the drumless songs. And just the other day, I did a live here
Mhm.
at my house with Isaías Ramirez, who's the lead vocalist for Macizo,
I saw
and we
that.
did this Facebook live. Yeah, dude, crazy, bro, because it was just kind of like a spare of the moment type thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he was like, "Hey, He told me like the night before, let's go live tonight." And he goes, I'll get on live and then you can jump on with me. And I was like, why don't you just come to Alice tomorrow and we'll do it together? And he was
Nice.
like, really? I said, yeah. And I said, let's make steaks because he's a really good cook.
Oh,
So he
wow.
was like, all right. So him and his brother drove to Alice and we made some steaks in my barbecue pit out in the back. We ate dinner and then we just kind of set up right here on these recliners, and I literally pulled out my practice pad and I used the floor as my kick drum and I was playing, And we don't, of course, it was just him and I. There was no accordion player or anything. So we did the medleys with our mouths, and
I heard
we just
that.
had
I
fun
heard
with it,
that.
dude. Yeah, dude, we just had fun with it, and it was awesome, bro. It came out like, what the hell? Like, it was a trip, man. I don't know, man. It was just a thing, and we had so much fun. And I remember looking at the freaking views. It's like, I don't know how many thousands of views it has now, maybe like 20,000. And it was just him and I.
What?
And it's funny because, dude, it's so funny because a few days ago he calls me. He's like, "Hey, we gotta call for a gig on May the 28th. I mean, May the 20, is it 28th or May the something?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." And I'm thinking it's for the band. He goes, "No, for me and you." I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, dude." I was like, "Are you like?" I thought he was bullshitting like the whole time. I thought he was playing around. I'm
April
like, "Dude, you're
Fools.
lying." He goes, "No, dude." He goes, "No, dude. They called and they want me and you to go play at this party." I was like, "Fuck, that's crazy, man." But yeah, dude, that's what I really do, man. I mean,
Yeah,
I
just
try to,
practice as
I
much as you can.
practice every single day. Yeah, and I play along with, like I said, I play along with music. And the cool thing about the drumless songs,
Uh-huh.
because if you, dude, you could go to YouTube and you could play along with all kinds of stuff. Like, and they'll have like these drumless tracks, and it has a click track, and it'll even tell you this is the verse, this is the chorus, the bridge, back, it'll give you, and you could play along with it. And it's just instrumentals. And that has a click and everything. But like the drumless songs, like Bruno Mars, Bon Jovi, Motley Crue, whatever, it's still music with no drums, but there's no click. I like that better because it helps you with your timing. You know what I mean? And you
Wow.
never could stop with that. You know what I mean? Timing that's probably one of the very first things that I learned. Like, and it's funny, bro, because I didn't know much about what that was growing up.
Right.
I played along with records, when growing up, but I didn't know what a metronome was. I didn't know about any of that stuff.
Right.
And believe it or not, AB Quintanilla was the one that told me, you need to learn how to play with a click.
Yeah.
And I was 11 years old when this happened.
Wow.
And I'm like, what is a click? I don't know what the hell that is. Because at the time, I was playing in Carlos's band. This was back in the early 90s
Hey, was that
when
when
we
my
had
brother was in the
Carlos.
band?
No, this was before Omar. This is
Before
before
Omar?
Omar. Way
Okay.
before Omar. Yeah, this is way before Omar. This was like in 91, bro.
Right.
So so AB was gonna produce the band, and he took us under his wing. Anyways, he was at a rehearsal of one of ours, and I'll never forget. He was just saying, "Joey, you need to learn how to play with a click." And I didn't know what that was. I was like, what do you mean? And obviously I didn't know what it was. So they literally left me there at Carlos's house. I'll never forget. The keyboard was a Yamaha SY-77. Remember that shit?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Okay. Okay. So they put the click on that keyboard. And I remember the tempo was 107
Okay.
because for some reason, AB felt that 107 was the how do you say, like the general tempo for a Tejano ranchera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how fast Selena's songs were, like at a
Oh yeah.
107.
Yeah.
So I remember them they literally put the click on and told me, play with that. They left to go eat. They left me there at the house by myself. So there I was, for like forever. It felt like forever. But and the thing is that I didn't know what it was doing to me internally. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. It's kind of like, it always reminds me of the Karate Kid when Mr. Miyagi's making Danielson do all that shit, and he's like, "Nah, man, you're just making me be your slave." And then he goes, "All right." And he tells him to show him like this and that. And then when it comes to, he's gonna do a thing, and he does the move, and he's like, "Oh, okay, so this is what that was." So I feel like that was my training for when I go into a studio
Right.
and I'm there to record a record. It's like, okay, what? I have timing now. I know what that is. I could play to a click because of the work that I put in.
Right.
And I tell a lot of drummers, old or beginner, I tell them, I'm like, it's very important that you get acquainted with a metronome. I said, because man, of course nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Not there ain't nobody perfect in this world,
Right.
but because everybody has your own, your own pulse, the way your internal clock
Yeah,
is.
for sure.
But for it to be right, to be pretty much spot on, you become a producer's dream while you're in the studio
Yeah.
because time is money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so
So
yeah, so like going back to when you were like just starting out and just with just kind of recording and doing that, like, of course that puts you on a different mindset, man, because you're already like, okay, now this is kind of cool, man. All right. And then but that's such a young age, bro. God, man,
yeah,
that's man, and that's crazy. Like, how old are you now, bro? How old are you?
I just turned 40 in December.
You turned 40? When's your
Mhm.
birthday? December what? Because I'm
December
December.
14th.
Oh, you're the 14th.
December 14th.
I'm the 8th.
Yeah.
I'm the 8th.
Really?
Yeah, I'm the 8th. Yeah, so I've known you for like a long time, bro. Like I've known you for a very long
Yeah.
time. And I remember like those days. If we step back to my bro playing with you guys,
Yeah.
man, I think he was like, dude, man, I don't even think he was even 20 yet, dude. He might be like 18 or 19.
No, probably not. No, because I remember I played with Omar right before I left Carlos's band to join Excelencia.
Uh-huh.
And that was in 94. So you're talking maybe 93-ish
Okay, so then he was
that
20.
I got to that
19. He was 19 at that time.
yeah, man.
And then you would have been what?
I was 12.
12.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's a trip.
Bro, you were
It's a trip.
12?
It's a trip, Mark. Dude. It's a trip, bro, because this is a true story. Just a couple days ago, we were taking a road trip. We were driving, and I was listening
Uh-huh.
to one of the recordings that I did with Excelencia.
Right.
And dude, I was 13 years old when I recorded that record, right? And I'm listening to it. I'm driving, and I just start like I like giggle like I just freak out because to my ears, like to me, maybe I'm being modest. I don't know what the hell, but to my ears, I'm like, that does not sound like a 13-year-old kid playing the drums, and it was like the drive, the groove, I don't know, man. It's weird because it put me back at that moment in the studio. I remember Mark playing,
Mm-hmm.
and there was, and we recorded at Sugar Hill Studios in Houston back in the day.
Oh,
Excelencia, we
that
recorded
spot.
there. Yeah. And the recording engineer, his name was Andy Bradley. Andy Bradley used to run house for AC/DC back in the 80s. Like this dude was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Sugar Hill was like a mainstream recording studio, and a bunch of white dudes would go in and out of that studio, right? So, and I remember, and mind you, you got to think, Excellence recorded every album there at Sugar Hill, right? So they saw Adam Mosqueda on drums, they saw Papo on drums, and then all of a sudden, who's this little kid? It's like, and I remember getting ready to record, and they were all in the control room looking my way like, what's about to happen right now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I recorded it, and they freaked out, dude. They were like, what? Like, is this really happening? You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
it was crazy, man. It was very much an experience,
Yeah.
that I was very, very, very grateful and fortunate to go through, man. And the fact that they even gave me the chance to record, because when that's a whole nother ball game when you're going into the recording studio. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Trust me, man. I got the phone call one time to come in and record a record for a fellow Tejano artist because they were taking a little longer with their drummer. So they knew that I could come in and knock it out real quick. So I did, but that's how come I always go back to that moment when I was there playing with the click for all that time, because it's like, it matters, man. It really, really
It
does.
matters. We have like my guys. Okay, so we're going in the studio next week. No, not next week. The 12th and 13th, and we lay down all the rhythm tracks for everything. And man, do they have their work cut out, because we're gonna knock out those tracks in 2 days. We're gonna start Monday and we're gonna end by Tuesday evening. We'll have all the rhythm tracks done, rhythm guitars, everything, and I get it, man. Well, I mean, for years I was recording, right? I mean, I was
Yeah.
recording for years. Same spot at the studio, Sugar Hill, that you were talking about. As a matter of fact, Sugar Hill, if I'm not mistaken, I may be wrong, but it's in Houston, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I was doing the live album with Emilio, which is at Live at T Town, I was like, that
Yeah.
was like my third. Okay, Emilio and Diego say that was my first gig. I don't remember if that was my first gig or not, but dude, that was like my second or third gig, or that's what I think. Anyways, I had a couple of like little bad, because I was still learning the material, but playing a live album, So I was still
Yeah.
you had a couple of like little mistakes. I think I only had like 2 or 3 of them, right? So we did all the overdubs over there at Sugar Hill. That's where we
Oh,
did.
really?
Yeah, because we were on the road a lot. So Gilbert Velasquez is the one who tracked it, and
Oh, okay.
and then when I did my overdubs, we were on the road. So I think Gibby might have done something and worked it out with them, so I can go over there and track my keys or just fix the parts that I needed to fix. But yeah,
Yeah.
man. Ever since then, I really haven't been in the studio, man. It's crazy. I just been gigging. That's it. Just gig, 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 gig. And now it's like, all right, now we're in the studio, and it's my project. It's something
That's
that I've always
awesome.
wanted to do, man. And then, just think about trying to do an album during COVID. You know what I mean? During this pandemic,
Yeah.
it's like crazy, man. But we were diligent, man. We just kept going in there, and there's like, I mean, yeah, now there's some financial stability now, but I mean, you can imagine all the time that we were just writing and just kind of just laying down the demos for the songs, and we were just working hard, man. And now it's gonna be cool to
Yeah.
get back in there again and start jamming out, but this time, it's on a different scale. This time I'm singing this album. You know what I mean? And you're gonna be a part of it, bro. You're gonna be a part of it. Yeah.
That's awesome,
If all
dude. That's
goes well,
awesome,
man.
man.
If all goes well, man. We have Mr. Joey Jimenez on the radar, man. And Chris, Chris too will be a part of it as well. And
So
so
you know
thank
what?
you.
You know what's funny? It's funny. I'll tell you one thing about Chris.
Mhm.
Back in 2010,
Mhm.
it was he was doing songs for an EP that he was going to put out on digital platforms, right?
Right.
And he calls me, bro, and he's like, "Hey, man, I want you to come and record drums." He was doing it in Austin at a place called Matchbox Studios. Have
Oh
you heard
yeah.
of that place,
Hmm. Hmm.
Matchbox Studios?
Yeah.
Okay. With Dwight Baker, right? Dwight Baker. So he's telling me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm down, whatever, So that was basically it. And it wasn't until when I got there with him, he was like, okay, here's the deal. I said, what's up? He goes, okay, you need to come in here and you need to knock this shit out. Because he was telling me that Dwight, when they were discussing who was going to record drums, Chris was like, well, I got this guy. And Dwight's like, well, I know JoJo Johnson from John Mayer. And I know this dude because they're from Austin. He knows all these cats. And Chris was like, I got this guy and Dwight's like, is he gonna waste our time? Because, I got guys that'll come in here and knock it out real quick, blah, blah, blah. So Chris was like, no, man, he's the guy.
Yeah.
Trust me. So Chris is telling me, he's like, dude, you need to bring it, bro. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like telling me all these things, right? And I was like, oh my God, like, for real, bro? And he was like, yeah, man. He goes, because it's not, he's gonna call his homies, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh my God. So we go into the studio, bro, like at 10 in the morning. And I sit behind the drums. Dwight's in the drum room with me. And Chris is like over there. And Angel, his singer, is like over there. And we're creating this from scratch, right? And I'm just like, oh my God. And Dwight is there, and he looked, it was my first time meeting him and everything. And he looked very intimidating, this dude. And he was like, he tells me, he goes, are you good at memorizing stuff? And I was like, yeah. I was like, all right. So we started playing some, started messing around with this song. And he goes, and he was, of course, he was part of the producing, aspect. So he was like, you know what? Try doing the backbeat with the rim of the tom instead of the hi-hat.
Right.
I'm like, okay. He goes, and for every other beat, I want you to go. I'm like, okay. He goes, you can do that with your foot, right? I was like, yeah. He goes, you can do all that. I'm like, yeah. All right. So I started playing it, dude, and he was just looking at me. He was no emotion whatsoever. Anyways, long story short, I tracked these songs, one take each, all 3 songs. I get done, right? And it's not until I'm done with the 3rd song that he comes to me and he tells me, where the hell do you come from? He tells me, I was like, what do you mean?
Badass.
He's like, what rock have you been hiding from? And I was like, he freaked out because I memorized the things he was telling me, and like I took how do you say, whatever he was trying to shape,
Mm-hmm.
I was able to do it and everything. And he was like, bro, and he told Chris, where have you been hiding this guy? And it's funny because it was so bittersweet because he really wanted to call in his A-list guys to come in and knock it out. And dude, and Chris Pettis had my back.
Yeah.
He's like, no, man,
Chris.
I got the guy.
Yeah.
I know he can do it.
Yeah,
so
man.
man, that's when you said that he was.
Are you digging his Pettis hot sauce? Have you been hitting that?
Oh, dude,
it's good,
big
right?
time. Yeah. As a matter of fact, my favorite is the jalapeno flavor.
Oh,
I use it with like barba. Yeah, the green one.
The green one. Really? Mine's
With
red.
with barbacoa
Oh,
tacos.
I haven't tried that.
Yeah, it goes hard, man. It's really
I gotta
good.
try that. Yeah. Well, I mean, next time I go buy some barbacoa, I'll definitely grab a bottle. My HEB does the barbacoa on Saturdays. I don't know why we're talking about barbacoa, but yeah, I'm gonna try it. I don't know how we got into that conversation.
I don't know.
But give me a big red then, shit. You know what I mean?
I know, right?
That's cool.
But yeah,
man.
dude, it's I'm so happy for him, man.
Yeah, me too.
He's kicking butt, man. He really is. It's so funny because back in the day when we were playing with AB,
yeah,
and we were on tour, Chris would bring, dude, I would freak out because Chris would take his own jalapeno little Cirano deals,
he
in a
carries his
plastic
little
bag
of peppers.
Yeah, and then I would be like, he would have like a habanero,
Yeah,
and he would put salsa on the habanero pepper and then eat it. And I was like, dude, that's like on another level of like, you're crazy, bro. Like, and it's so funny because a lot of people probably thought that, it was like a thing, like, the hot sauce. No, like, dude, this dude is for real. Like, Chris, he don't mess around with that
no,
stuff.
he
Dude.
doesn't,
I'm like, you're
dude. I
crazy.
mean, when he came and did the interview over here, man, dude, he just had like this whole his bag, and he has got a little stash of his peppers, and, and then he brought me a couple of bottles, man, to try them out, and and I was like, dude, this stuff's great. And as soon as I tried it out, I fell in love with the red, and now it's at our HEB. We have a smaller HEB store, so there's not very much stock. There's stock, but it's not like an HEB plus. It's a neighborhood HEB. It's a little bit on the smaller side, but dude, they're carrying his. As a matter of fact, I was the one that was noticing that it wasn't on the shelves. And so I kind of like went to one of the, because it's a neighborhood HEB. I know everybody over there, right? Literally. A lot of the employees that work out there, and I saw one of the managers, and I said, hey man, if we can get that, I don't know if y'all know, but that Chris Pettis has his Pettis hot sauce, and I've seen it at the other HEB, so I don't know, This is a little bit closer for me, man. If y'all want to,
Yeah.
put them on, put them on the shelves over here, and so I mean, I don't know if it was me or if they were already planning on having it there, but no, man. About a week later, 2 weeks later, there they were, man, on the shelf. I'm like, bam, boom.
Yeah, when he had sent me he had sent me like the list of where they were gonna be, and I was like, dude, there's not gonna be none in Alice or what? And he was like, not right now. I was like, oh man. So then one day, we were at HEB, and I was like, we went through the aisles, and I was like, man, I didn't see them, right? I didn't see them at all. And Star goes, look, there was a box, and they
Oh,
were right there. I was like, what the hell? And I had no idea because apparently they weren't gonna be at the HEB in Alice. You know what I mean?
okay.
And then there they were. They were on like one of the top shelves in the box. And I was like, oh, and I got them. I sent them pictures. I was like, look, dude, they're here. And he was like, oh, that's so cool, man. So yeah, man, it's even more crazy because HEB is like his favorite freaking store. Like for real,
He's all like, if I
dude.
could
That's
just get
that's
my
like
hot
his
sauce in HEB,
yeah,
hey, that's a
yeah,
real dude. Anybody that has a business that can put their stuff in their product on in HEB that's pretty badass, dude. And you're right.
yeah. I agree.
I'm very happy for him, dude. I agree with you. I'm very happy for him because he's been through a lot. Every
Oh
year,
yeah,
every year he's reminded,
yeah,
of what he doesn't have anymore, and to
yeah,
keep going, and he's had his battles and struggles, and man, but his story, man, and him coming out and then having his hot sauce and then just being, this killer guitar player and just recording with a lot of artists. And I'm very fortunate, man, that he
yeah.
said yes to me. That yeah, I couldn't be any more happier for him because of the fact of what he's gone through in his life and still pounding, man, still kicking ass, dude. I
Oh
love it,
yeah,
dude.
he's
It's
still
inspiring.
he's still going, and
Yeah,
he deserves all the success in the world, man.
yeah,
Because if you even the fact that if you take away all that has happened to him,
right.
his heart and the person that he
Huge.
is, he just deserves. He's the guy that will he'll take his shirt off his back for you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I've no dude. I've been very fortunate. I met Chris when I was like 10 years old. Like 10 years old, I've known Chris, and from 10 years old to right now, he's the same
Yeah.
dude. Same dude.
Same dude.
You know what I mean?
Same dude,
Same
man.
dude.
As a matter
And
of fact, man, we go back to when we were kids, man. I mean, I was about maybe. I mean, I met Chris through Rudy when they were playing with Shelly. Dude, they were young. We were all young. Man, we
yeah,
were like
for sure.
15, 16, you know? Well, yeah, it's been quite a while, man, since we've all like, circled
And
around and
and
been
you
in
know
the
what?
same scene.
You know what's pretty? What's super awesome, dude? If you stop and think about it,
Uh-huh.
you said right now that you met him because of Rudy was they were playing with Shelly and y'all knew each other when y'all were teenagers.
Uh-huh.
And to come and the funny thing is that just a little bit after that, dude, y'all three were in the three biggest bands.
Dude, that was crazy, man.
That's a trip, bro.
I have some photos, man, with yeah, dude. Like we would have like Selena, Mafia, Emilio, Mas, or whatever, just like us three. We were always doing gigs, dude. Like we're flying everywhere, and it was so cool, man, to just land like Lake Tahoe. There was one time we were in Lake Tahoe, and there's Chris, man. I had to change, or I've gone to Corpus, man. And like, dude, I'm doing a gig, man. Come by and change. Yeah, man, come by and change. Just Selena's there and stuff, and man, it's a very cool thing to. I guess if I don't know. I guess if anybody could have Chris as a buddy, I'm glad I have Chris as a buddy because he's yeah,
Yeah, man.
you're right, man. All the gigs that we've done and all that, just throughout the years, playing with these bands that were on top, man, and just be able to connect in different parts of the U.S., Mexico, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, there's a lot of good memories, bro. A lot of good memories, man.
Mark, let me ask you a question.
Uh huh.
Out of all the years that you were with Emilio,
Uh huh.
what was like your most favorite gig that you ever played?
Favorite gig. God, there's a lot of them, dude. Well, first of all, we used to play about, God, man, 100. No, man, we were doing about 200 gigs a year, dude. I mean, that's a lot of gigs, dude. I mean, we were always playing, flying out, being gone 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time. I think my favorite, my favorite gig was the Alan Jackson tour, but that's an entire tour. That was a whole year of performing, right? We're opening up. It was us and Leanne Rhymes and Alan Jackson.
And y'all play nothing but country songs?
Country, bro. Yeah, his country album. He had 2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but that was like the tour. That was badass. But I think my favorite gigs, like there was a few of them. It was for the Dallas Cowboys. Your favorite team?
Oh, okay. Negative.
Come on, Joey. Pinche Niner.
Hey, did I tell you look good in red?
Yeah, Niners, right? Yeah, I know what you did. I know what you did, bro. I know what you did. Big old Niner fan out of here. But dude, I remember that one time, man. We were kind of going back and forth a little bit on some football, and shoot, man. What year was it when the Niners took the Super Bowl? 2 years ago? 3 years ago? Or has it been longer?
2 years ago.
2? How did you feel?
We didn't win though.
Huh?
We didn't win though. We lost.
Oh, that's right. You did. Gotcha.
We lost to the Chiefs.
To the Chiefs. That's right. How did that feel?
It was bad, bro.
How did you feel?
It was hard, man. It was hard. But the thing is that I could tell in the second half they gave up, bro. I think they felt like they got too full of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They gave up.
They gave up at the end.
They gave up.
God, that's a hard way to go out. You know, it's hard to see your team. You know, like when you're, you know, seeing that. You know, especially like me. Like, you know, I'm a big Spurs fan. You know, that's my basketball and football are my 2, right? Although I do feel like I haven't really been there a part of my teams, man, because I just been locked in some other stuff, man. My whole mindset's been a little bit different, you know, kind of making sure the show is doing good and we're working on my album. I really feel, man, like I'm not supporting them, and I'm not, but it feels like I'm not supporting them. You know what I mean? And it because I'm such a fan. But yeah, dude, like it's just the whole team has changed. Everything's different now. You know what I mean? So like, there's nobody that I can really recognize anymore, and I'm just not following it, and my heart's not there. And my heart's there, but my my dedication to watching the games is not there anymore.
Yeah.
At least for right now. Pandemic screwed everything up because we were
it's
playing
crazy,
the
man.
Spurs games. My band was always.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. We used to always do the Spurs games, man, and they're gonna start doing bands
like outside of the arena.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So then when, so now they're going to start, I think when the word is that once they get to 75% capacity, they're going to start getting bands back in there again. So I'm looking forward to that cool, again, man. To start playing, because once we stop playing the games, I mean, once the pandemic came, then that's it, man. All the games stopped, everything stopped, right? Obviously. And then, now it's like Spurs are like, all right, we're ready to start doing this again. So that's cool, Again, they're going to be supporting live music too, man. So we're all kicking this thing again, together, man. So that's pretty cool, man.
That's awesome, dude. That's all. Like I saw my cousin Art Campos, who has the Conjunto Cats.
Uh-huh. Oh, yes.
I saw they played at the Spurs game there outside.
Yes.
On that stage. That's cool, man.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, dude. It's a blast every time we go out there. The crowd's always into it. You know what I mean? And so, but yeah, man. So what else? Okay, so then you have your gigs coming up. What's gonna go after that? I mean, I'm sure the calendar's gonna start filling up again, then, right?
Man, hopefully it does. You know what I mean? I know everybody's real eager to go out. So thank you. And we're just trying to, I'm pretty excited to go out and play, again, and people. To be honest with you, I feel like when we did that live the other day, it started making noise. You know what I mean? Because we've
Yeah.
never done anything like that. We've never done anything like that. And the thing about Macizo is that Macizo was kind of like under the radar because they had a lot of issues with their lead vocalist. So then when Albert Ramirez, who's the accordion player, who's the original one of the original members, his son Isaias is now singing. So now it's a little different because it's his son. It's not just some dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
And Isaias is what 25 years old. So that's like a whole new generation now, and it's like a new band, starting from scratch. So that's the cool part about and then us going into making new music. So I'm excited for that, and so really, man, I guess we're seeing how it works out with these gigs, and I mean I'm sure it's gonna be cool. You know what I mean, and to see everybody. I mean, it's been a long time since you see fans, especially for bands that haven't really played. I mean, when I went to go help out Secreto back in the end of December, I found out that those guys never stopped. They played every weekend. They did a bunch of privates, but they played every single weekend. You know what I mean? It didn't really stop them. And I was like, wow, man. And then I would see other bands doing, little things here and there. I was like, wow. But obviously there's bands that have not played at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and it's crazy, man, because obviously it's not like we chose as musicians or as people to say, well, I'm done playing. I quit or whatever. I mean, we had no choice. We were shut down.
Yeah.
We were shut down. So it's like, what do? You know what I'm saying? And in my entire life, I never had a break like this. All I ever did was play music.
Right.
That's all I ever did.
Same.
You know what I'm saying?
Same.
And yeah, so the blessing about it was that I was able to be home. I was able to be here and be at the shop, helping Starla and being there with her. And then it got to a point to where now it's just her and I. You know what I mean? So we're there every day. You know what I mean? And then I got to go and you know what? I completely forgot. Right now, I'm telling you this, and I completely forgot. I went to go play with Elida a couple of weeks ago in Florida. Oh my God. I just forgot about that.
I played October.
Right now when I was talking.
December. Played 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that because the reason I was saying is because is when I went to go out there to play with him, I was away from home and I was like, man, like I missed home. I missed being at the salon. Like this has become my life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it was weird to have to go out. It's funny because not that it's funny, but my best friend Lalo Reina, which is the drummer, Elida's husband.
Right.
He had an accident at his job and he broke 2 of his fingers. So he had called me and said, look, this is what's going on. He told me the situation. I might need you to come out and play. Would you help me out? I was like, of course, I'll be there, So like without even thinking about it, I was like, of course, dude, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. So and then he was like, well, I got to get my stitches taken out in like 10 days and then we'll see how I feel. We'll go from there. I said, okay. So when I spoke to him, in those 10 days, and he was like, dude, I got to get my stitches taken off on Tuesday. There's no way I can play drums on Friday. Right. And I was like, okay. So he goes, so I'm going to need you. So I was like, all right, man. And then I thought to myself, dang, I'm going to leave home. Like I should have thought about it first before I said yes, but it was cool, man. I went out there and did that with him.
It's your boy.
Of course. So, yeah.
So you weren't thinking about pandemic. You were thinking about, hey, my boy's hurt, man. I got to go and cover for him.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But it was like I said, man, it was cool to be there, but at the same time, it's like I was at home. My heart was still at home. Yeah. So I couldn't wait to get back home because it's like, this is normal now. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man.
Mm-hmm. Hey, and they're at the salon. You do nails or what?
No, hombre. She doesn't do nails there. No. It's a tanning salon. No. It's a tanning salon.
Oh,
So
it's a
so she
tanning
has,
salon. That's right. It
yeah,
is
it's
a
a
tanning
tanning
salon.
salon. Yeah, the tanning salon. So she offers indoor tanning. She offers spray tanning. She offers teeth whitening, and she has the latest in women's jewelry, fashion, all that stuff. It's a really cool spot for ladies. You know what I mean? For
Yeah.
females that are into all that. I mean, she has like guys come in and they'll buy like candles for their apartment because she sells candles. It's a brand called Circle E Candle,
Circle
and
E. Nice.
she's a distributor there in our county.
Mm-hmm.
And so people come to her, and guys will come in and buy candles for their house or whatever. I mean, those things smell amazing.
Oh, that's
You know,
cool, man.
it's a nice spot, man. It really, really is. You know,
Yeah, and like much success to the. I mean, it sounds like she's doing really really good. With her business, man. With both of y'all,
yes. Well, she's been around for going
right?
on 12 years.
Wow, dude, 12 years already.
Yeah.
So her business is developed, man. That's great, man. Well, dude, I'm so glad that you were on the show. I've had a wonderful time speaking to you, bro. It's always a good time
Oh,
talking to you,
likewise, brother.
man. It's always
Yeah.
a great time. And man, I know you need to sign my guitar, man. You got to come into San Antonio at some point. I have a guitar that
Yeah,
all my
for sure.
guests sign. So when you come in, and then we're gonna talk about some studio stuff. So I'm gonna get with you here, and hopefully we're gonna get all that lined up with you. But I'm glad that the business is doing well. I'm glad you're healthy, and I know that we've all been going through some stuff, through the pandemic, and
Yeah.
my heart goes out to your family.
Thank you,
And
man. I appreciate that.
yeah, of course, man. Thank you so much for wearing my shirt. I'm sporting my JMZ as well, man. So I really appreciate that, brother. It means a lot to me, because you're my brother, and
Yeah, likewise.
yeah, man.
Yeah, of
So
course, man.
yeah, and I appreciate your support, man, and backing me up. And show number 50, episode 50, we're gonna be growing. I mean, doing some other things too with the show, and I'm gonna have you back again, and we're gonna, have another one again. So, God bless you
Next
guys.
time, hopefully I can go. Hopefully next time I can go there.
Dude, that would be great. That would be awesome, dude. And and I was just to like end off with one cool thing that I heard about, which was it yesterday, or like Papo and I were communicating on just messaging each other, and I didn't know that Papo and Nick and you guys. Now you and Lalo, I knew that you guys grew up together, but Papo and
We were all a
Nick
circle.
and Nick,
We were all. I met. It's funny because I met Papo first,
right,
obviously because I was with Excelencia,
right,
and then Papo introduced me to his little brother Nick because we were around the same age,
right.
and then Nick introduces me to Lalo,
Oh,
and that's how
it
that
went
was our
down.
circle.
So
Yeah,
it
that's
starts
how it
off
went
with
down.
Papo. Yeah, he was saying something like 25 years or something. I mean, like, wow, man.
Yeah, dude.
That's amazing, man. Yeah, well, my dog's already getting mad at me. Brother, I love you, man. Thank you so much for being on the
Love
show.
you back, brother. Hell yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, when you come in, well, I'll definitely, man, I'll move some stuff around and have you here at the studio, man. So we're gonna plan on doing that for sure, because you're like definitely the coolest cat, man, that I know, man. And God bless you, man. Drums,
I
man.
appreciate that, brother.
Do your thing, dude. And I can't wait to see you guys back on the road, and maybe we'll even have the band Macizo here on the show one day. We'll try to get that worked out, man. That would be kind of cool.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, man,
That would be awesome.
great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man, that would be great. So, all right, man. Well, you have a great night, man. Say hi to Starler for me, and
For sure.
And you guys keep trucking with the business, man. And we'll see you the
Thank
next
you, man.
time.
I want to say, thank you to everybody for their support, and
Yes.
I really, really appreciate it, and just look forward to keep on keeping on.
Yes,
And
sir.
one more thing.
Mhm.
You're still here.
Nah, still here? Hell yeah, I'm still here. Love you, brother. You have a great evening,
Love you,
man.
bro.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank
man. You
sir.
too.
Okay,
Later.
brother. Bye-bye. All right, everybody. So we are out of here, man. So you guys have a great night. We'll see y'all next time. Welcome out again. We'll see you next Thursday. And you guys have been marked up. Good night.
fucked up.
Let's
That's
do it one
funny.
more time. Another track. Yeah, another track.